Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Patience. If today is the first time you're stopping by, welcome. And also welcome to my old returning subscribers. Thank you for always stopping to watch my videos, maybe all the time or once in a while. Yeah, we have 2 more people in the building. I'm so happy I have 90 subscribers now. It's as if I have thousands of subscribers. I'm so happy. Please bring your friends, tell your friends to tell their friends, and let's keep going. So there's something that really bothered me when I was growing up, and I just want to talk about it now because anyway, I've always wanted to talk about it. Maybe something just propelled me to talk about it now. So like I said earlier on when I introduced myself, patience, yeah, it's a virtue. And I'll be talking about names, not really the name Patience, but my name, your name, our names. So growing up, they've always called me Patience. That's Patience. I don't know why. I was born in the western part of Nigeria. I think I grew up with my parents calling me Patience, but when we got to River State, my name switched from Patience to Peche. And I know my grandparents, my maternal grandfather used to call me Patience. My paternal grandmom, yeah, she used to call me Patience too. My uncle, that's my father's younger brother, used to call me Peshi. They've all gone. God rest their soul, except for my auntie that is still living, my paternal auntie, my auntie from my father's side. She calls me Patience too. So for those that don't know, I'm Robo, but I'm married to an Igbo man. And the Igbo people just spoiled my name. I love my Igbo people. My kids are Igbo, half Robo, if there's anything like that. Yes, there should be. So yeah, I think Igbo people, they like spoiling names, but I still love them. They are my people. I love them. The Igbo people spoiled my name. Patience turned to Patience, just like Beatrice. They changed Beatrice to Beati. Can you just imagine? Someone's name is Beatrice, they changed it to Beati. I want to talk about Patrick. My son is Patrick, my husband is Patrick, my first son Patrick. But I know there was a time we went to the village. They tried calling my son Patrick, and I was like, oh my God, he didn't find it funny. Anyway, I'm talking about this now because I've always wanted an Urobo name. Growing up, I've always wanted my parents to call me by my Urobo name. It's got to a point that most times they call my younger ones by their Urobo name, Onorode, say, Mobosa, and all the rest. I asked my mom, is it that I don't have an Urobo name? What's my Urobo name? She was like, oh, that's your Robo name is Ediri Verere. I was like, why is it that you people don't call me by my Robo name? Because I really want people to identify me as an Robo girl growing up. So when I had my first passport, I had just my first name and my maiden name, Epete. And when I got my second passport, it was a point of duty on my part to make sure that I am identified as an Urobo girl. So most people, they don't like people to call them by their native names. I don't know why. When I got to Canada, the first Urobo person I met, I was able to identify her because of that Urobo name that was given to her. So it is good to identify yourself by using your name like that. You draw maybe people that would want to identify with you if they are from the same country or the same tribe as you. I just don't know why people don't like their native names. And I was so happy when I got married and my mother-in-law, God bless her soul too, she gave me an Igbo name. I have not just only an Urobo name, I also have an Igbo name, which is Uzamaka. I remember growing up too, there's this uncle of mine that whenever there's a new child in the family, when you introduce a child, if you give an English name, he would want to know what's the person's Urobo name. And if you give, he always makes it like a point of duty. Even if the child has an Urobo name, he will bring an Urobo, a Keyik name, a name from like, I know the son does the same thing too, because when I had my first 3 children before I had my daughter, whenever he calls and I introduce the children to him, he will be like, so these children, don't they have Urobo or Igbo name? You know, say, hey, that is what I want to know, not all these English names. Not all these English names. I can remember a cousin of mine too. Maybe she'll watch this video and she's not going to like what I'm going to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. Her name is Koko. It's a long name. It's Orakokwario. What they give to you, that is what you get or what you take, if I'm not mistaken. Koko, if you're watching, just put the meaning of your name down there. I know I call her Koko. She said, please don't call me good. My name is not Koko, my name is Bridget. I was like, oh my God, I'm not trying to be spiteful. I'm not calling her Koko because I just want to like make her sad. No, just because I like the name and I like my tribe. I want people to know, if they cannot call me by my name, if they hear me calling an Urobo name and calling it very well, they'll say, oh, this girl, you're actually an Urobo girl. So it is always good for us to, my children, they have Urobo names, they have Igbo names. I call them their Urobo name, their Igbo names. They still have Urobo names. Like my first son, when he was in primary school, my first son is Chukuma, and there was a Chukuma in his class too. So they started calling him Patrick, called the other Chukuma. I was like, why will you call my son Patrick? His name is Chukuma. But they explained that since they have 2 Chukuma in the class, they just want to call him Patrick. So I said earlier on that something propelled me to talk about this today. And it's an interview I watched on, what's the name of that? I can't remember. It's an interview. Ebuka, you guys know, for those that don't know, Ebuka is a presenter, right? He's a presenter, and he was on Big Brother Nigeria 2006. For those that watched Big Brother then, he interviewed Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, which is a writer from Nigeria. So she just talked about how the name Chimamanda came about, and it's an interesting interview. I'm going to put a clip of the interview, and I'm going to leave a link to the interview because it's a very long interview. I've not even finished. I've watched 1 hour 30 minutes of the interview. I think it has another 1 hour, the second part of the interview, another hour and like 18 minutes. On that my Igbo people spoiled my name. I love my Igbo people very well. My husband, my children, my in-laws, all over. I love you guys. I'm saying this because I've read some books too, written by Igbo people too. They showed how their own people spoil the English name. I don't know if you guys know anything about Efuru. It's a book. I read it like more than 25 years ago. I'm really old though. Efuru. It was written by Flora Mapa, and it was about the Nigerian Civil War. I think she talked a little bit about the Nigerian Civil War, and Efuru, a lady that is possessed, and a love interest, which eventually she married that love interest of ours. And his name is Gilbert. But the name, if you say the way the Flora Mapa described the way the Igbo people call Gilbert, they weren't calling Gilbert. It was pronounced Gilibert by the Igbo people. And also, if I'm not mistaken, it's Things Fall Apart too. For those that have read Things Fall Apart, and this is kind of old, yeah. Things Fall Apart, there's this Mr. Winterbottom. One of the characters in Things Fall Apart, Mr. Winterbottom, the Igbo people actually changed his name from Mr. Winterbottom to Mr. Winterbottom. How is Winterbottom related to Winterbottom? So when I say the Igbo people spoiled name, I'm not just doing it deliberately just to make them angry. It's actually what they do. Unknowingly, it's not, they don't do it consciously, I'm very sure of that. But it's just the way they're able to pronounce it. That's why they're pronouncing it that way. And also there's this name. I'm yet to find out the real pronunciation of the name. Please, if anybody knows what Ekutos is, the real pronunciation and the spelling, please can you just put it in the comment section, because I see a lot of Igbo people bearing Ekutos, Ekutos, but to me I still feel that is a name that they've spoiled. They've changed the real version of the Ekutos to the real version to Ekutos. So I don't really know what the real, if you know the real one, please just put it there. So I said earlier on that this topic was propelled by a recent interview that I watched, Ebuka interviewing Chimamanda. You get to know how the name Chimamanda came about and watch. Just it's interesting. It's an interesting interview, though very long. I paused up till this moment. I'm not done watching the interview because I still have 1 hour and some minutes left. I've already done 1 hour 30 minutes of it already. I'm going to put a clip of the interview a little bit, and I'm going to put a link to read down there, so if you're interested, you watch. And it's an interesting interview. She talked about names, which I like. She talks about music. She's not really a music person, but a little bit of the music that she likes that I love. I love Obligo, Flavor, Omarumi. I just love the things that she talked about. And she also talked about Catholicism, which is the practice of Catholic religion, and that I like growing up as a child. What they talked about just took me back to my childhood, wanting to join the block rosary as a child. I went to a school. That's not what I want to talk about anyway. Anyway, she talked about a little bit of religion, names, and the music that she likes. I'll just put a link to it so that you guys will just go and watch it. It's an interesting interview that I think, if you have the time, watch. Anyway, thank you once again for stopping by. What do you think about this? What do you think about this topic? If you're yet to subscribe to my channel, please, the subscribe button is down somewhere there. And also there's a bell notification sign that you can tap on. That way you get notified whenever I upload a new video. Thank you once again, and I'll see you in my next one.
Welcome to the Black Box interview, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. How are you doing?
I'm very well.
I always feel like I need to call your name in full.
How did you say it again?
Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie.
Adichie.
So we're going to get to the surname, but let me start with the first name now. And I remember one of your very first, I don't know if it was an interview or a comment I saw somewhere where you were very vehemently opposed to anybody shortening your name to Chima or Amanda or anything of that sort. Why?
Because I don't like it. And actually, it's a long story, which I don't want to tell you now. So, because I made up the name.
You were not named Chimamanda?
No, I invented Chimamanda. I created Chimamanda.
Wait. Your parents didn't name you Chimamanda? You're kidding me.
No, I'm not kidding you.
Is this the first time I'm hearing this?
Yes, because I haven't talked about it.
When did you invent this name? No, sorry. I'm sorry. This is like an aha.
No, but it's true.
I'm actually shook.
Yep, it's true. So, and the reason I think I decided to talk about it because, you know, when we say that culture doesn't change.
Yeah.
Do you know how many young people in Igbo land are called Chimamanda today?
There's a plethora of, I have like, off the top of my head, I can think of 6 right now who I know.
There you go.
So I'm wondering, so when did this happen? You don't have to tell me.
It happened shortly before my first novel was published. So, I don't want to tell you this story. Please, no need.
You don't have to go too deep. No, because I think it's interesting, because considering how popular the name is now.
Yes.
It's interesting to see that you actually came up with that.
Yes.
Because I always wondered, how did your parents in the 70s think of this cool?
Because there's something very sort of the moment about the name, right? You can't imagine parents in 1977.
Exactly. It keeps me up at night. I'm not going to kid you.
Okay, so you know what? So I was born Ngozi Grace.
Your mom is Grace?
My mother is Grace.
Okay, my mom is Grace too, but go
really?
on.
And so growing up, I always felt that I wasn't Grace. Grace was my mother, right? And Ngozi felt to me too common. And so even though it was the name, so in primary school, I was Ngozi. And then being Catholic, one of the joys of Catholicism is you get to choose a name when you get confirmed, right?
Yeah.
So I thought, what name will I choose? And the priest said, it has to be the name of a saint. So people were just choosing ridiculous names like Bernadette. I was like, nope. So what did I choose? I read a novel, and there's a character called Amanda. So I was like, my name is Amanda. The priest said, it is not a saint's name. I said, Father, that's the name.
That is my name.
So I sort of pushed and they let me. So I was Amanda at confirmation, right? And then, so I was Amanda from secondary school, and then to first year of university in Osaka when I was studying medicine. And then I went to the US. And I think it was sort of maybe, I'm going to say a month into my time in the US. I was in class in undergrad, and there were 5 people with that name, Amanda.
It was not so unique anymore.
But it wasn't just that. It was the way it was pronounced. Amanda?